Yo, Jolo guys. Hey, today we have a story time, right? We're talking about my online dating journey here with this guy. So, I this guy what happened was I actually went on this online thing and it's a dating app for Africans, yeah, I think. So everyone who is an African everywhere, wherever they are, they're able to go into that site. I'm not gonna name it, but so I go into the site. I was really bored, guys. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me put my details. It asks me how old are you? I'm like, okay. At that time I was like 19, I was like 21. The hell. I was like, okay, I'm 21, blah blah blah. What you do? I'm a university student. Um, where do you live? And I was like, I live in Joburg. I actually lied. At that time I was in KZN. So yeah, it was just me disguising myself. I was actually ready to catfish, basically. And then okay, so right, it's time to post pictures. Luckily on that site, you weren't forced to actually show your picture. And what I did was I definitely did use my picture, but I was looking the other way. What do you call it? I took a shot on my back, looking the other way. So my face you weren't able to see. Got the back. I was like, okay, cool, my booty would work. So yeah, I started. Okay, I did chat to a few people. I wasn't really interested because they were really boring me. Okay, so this one Slinyana day, this guy messages me and he's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, I'm good. He's like, there are so many girls I've been talking to. Why aren't you showing your face? And I'm like, I do not want to show my face. Why? Because what's the point? I want you to know me for me. And he was like, okay, well, that's interesting. And then we start talking, and he's like, okay, so can you give me your number and stuff? I'm like, hell no. It's fine if we communicate here. So we started communicating, and he's like, so what are you doing? You know, the usuals. So I'm like, this is what I'm doing. And then he starts going on. That actually what caught my attention because he was like, okay, this is actually what I'm doing right now. This is where I need to go. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to tell you when I get there. Jed, this guy was acting as if we've known each other. The way he was telling me about himself, what is he about, what he's doing, where he's going. Can we chat in the next 30 minutes? And then in the next 30 minutes, he actually kept the time. He was like, back, hey, I'm done with this. Now I'm off to wada wada. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, cool. I'm home at that time, so there was nothing really interesting daily that I was doing. Hi, guy. We talk. And then he starts sending me a picture, which like made me feel it's okay, this person is real. And he insisted that we do video call each other. And I'm like, okay. Okay, maybe the reason why he's pushing is because he's really into this. And I'm like, oh my god, what are you gonna do, girl? Because you're just playing and joking. You weren't real. Time goes on, fast forward, we now talking over the phone. He has my details. It's fun. He's like you're so beautiful. You know everything a girl wants to hear. This guy is busy talking. And then there was just this day where he was like, what would you do if I like pop up? And I'm like, pop up where? He's like, because I know you're not in Joburg. And I'm like, who the hell told you? And then he's like, I overheard when you were talking to me on the phone. I heard that you guys were supposed to go to this place. So like I was living at home with my parents. My mom is really loud. She's just like myself, extra. So she screams and she's like, we need to go to this place. And then he overhears Wooty, okay, this girl, she's definitely not in Joburg. The mom cannot say we are running late. And mind you, that place, it doesn't even take you 30 minutes to reach. So he knew Wooty, I was lying about my location. And then I came clean. I was like, okay, you know, Auntie, you want to know this is where I live, blah, 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 blah. I tell the guy. And then the guy's like, listen, next month I'm coming. And I'm like, hey, Bana. I'm like, okay, cool. So the guy comes. Hi, how are you? You know, when you've seen someone over the phone and you've communicated with them, you create your own number one personality. You do speak to a person. I feel like you are more free when you're over the phone, because he was so cool over the phone, guys. He was so cool. He sounded so fine. He was so free over the phone. The day I met the guy, I remember it was at this nice place. It was actually next to the beach. It was at Sugar Marine. If you've been to Durban, you would know this place. So this place was just cool. It's a public place, and that was where our date was. We went, we watched the dolphin show, and you know the guy was so boring, guys. The guy wasn't talking. The guy was just so quiet. I was like, what the hell did I just do? I'm like, okay, fine. So you told me about 1, 2, 3. You said you have a kid, da 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 da. Like, how is the kid? And he's like, it's fine. You know, when someone is giving you one word answers and you're starting to doubt yourself, it's okay. What if this person is not really interested? What if I'm the one? You know. And then I'm like, why are you quiet? He's like, yo, I'm so shy. You are so pretty. He kept on saying the very same thing. And I'm like, okay, maybe I've made a mistake about this. The way it was so awkward, guys. Hey. You know when someone says washo okay, ban ban all the time and they're like, oh, so you really came. I'm so glad. And then the person's just smiling and looking at you. That awkward moment, I'm like, you where is that personality that you have over the phone? Who are you right now? I feel like it's my first time seeing you or meeting you, Jay, or knowing of you today. He's like, no, I'm very shy. Da 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 da. Yo, the way I regretted that, the makeup I had wasted because I prepared you guys. Those were the Jode times. I made sure that I ironed my leave. I looked pretty and old enough because I needed to match the 21 years that I'd said I was. So I needed to look like, that girl. Here I am making the effort for such a total dodo. The guy was such a doofus. He was so boring. The guy couldn't talk. He kept on saying, you pretty. I'm so shy. And I'm like, what a waste of my time. You know, the whole time we are walking, I am like, Lord, can I not meet a friend? Can I not see any of my cousins? Because I don't know how to introduce this person. I'm not going to say this is my online boyfriend who is such. Okay, when it comes to fashion, he did make an effort, but I wasn't pleased. First of all, I wasn't really happy with the way he presented himself. Secondly, the way he acted, I was like, what the hell? Girl, what are you gonna say if you meet your family or friends? I just wanted the day to end. I wanted to fast forward everything. I was like, you, can this day end? Can you dig a hole and throw me in with this guy so that he vanishes as well? Because I cannot be seen with you right now. He's like, so what do you want to eat? And I was like, no, I'm fine. I actually, like, I was starving. That I will not lie about. But the way I wanted to leave that guy. And he's like, so because I'm here and I booked a place, I'm not going to be using any car. Can you show me where I can? I was like, oh my gosh, you still want me to go and then show you stuff? At that time, there was no Ubers, so the guy had to show him the taxis and actually tell the taxi uh, driver where this guy is going to drop off. There were still those meter taxis. I tell you, I made him walk from the Shaka Marine to South Beach because we were looking for those. I wasn't about to take a taxi with him and drop him where he stays. I was just done. I was like, okay, you know what? You need to find your own transport because I am so not interested. And he's like, I'm really disappointed that you didn't eat. How I wish you were going to eat. And I'm like, together and actually take pictures. I was like, what picture are you taking with me in my head? Like, I didn't want the moment to be cringeworthy because it was already a mess. But you're the guy, you guys. I'm just gonna be like, please be careful because you create this persona. I created this person in my head, and I was like, yo, this guy, the voice is so nice. When he sent me a picture, he looked like a proper business type, with a shirt, a suit that fit him. I think he was at a wedding, and I think that suit was hired because because guys, after we had met, he posted most pictures, and the more pictures that he did post, they were friends, and they were wearing the very same suits that I actually saw him when we first communicated online. So I was like, okay, this guy is so neat, you know. And then here we go. It was even a hired suit. I was like, oh my goodness, like really. I was just out of it. So dating online was never a good experience for me. Um, I did meet like cool people, but there was just something off. There was always something off when it's time to meet the person. And luckily, I was never catfished where I spoke to someone and then come to meet the person, they were a different person altogether. So I was lucky about that. But when it comes to a personality and what you thought the person is, the way a person types is so different from the way they communicate live. Trust me, they have manners, the way they speak, the connection when you say this and then the person is gonna answer and it's like, oh my gosh, this is so cool, you so fun. And then when you meet them, it's like, who was typing for you? Where is that person that I met? Guys, online dating for me, the experience altogether, they were not great. Shem. When it came to meeting the people, it was bad, really bad, and was very cringeworthy. And half the time, I actually never even wanted to give the person a hug because it was like, okay, I'm just doing this because I've said a lot over the phone, and then now it's time for me to live it up. It's time for me to run and open my arms and all be it days and bold of our lives. But guys, oh no, online dating is not a thing for me. I've learned it the hard way. Thank God, as I said, I wasn't catfished, but yeah, the people are totally different. When it comes to typing, some people are itaring, they are rambos when it comes to typing. They can make you feel like, wow, what a good human being this person is. Grammar, everything is on point. But when it comes to meeting them, they are so boring. That guy's energy levels were a minus. He didn't know what to say. You know when you don't know what to say and you're like, what do you want to drink? Can't you like and he was very undecided about everything, which got me so annoyed. You know when you just want to push someone and be like, wake up. Like you're older than me. What the fuck? You know? Hi the guy shame. Hi. Engenzela amafilimu. Hi, 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 hi. I will not lie. That was the worst experience ever. Okay, the other meetings were fine, but he's one I will never forget because I'm like, even if he gets married, he's one person I wouldn't be a little jelly about. He's one person I would be like, yo, that poor girl. I wonder how he started the conversation of, will you even marry me? How did he go about? That boy was so boring. He was so smart though. The guy was really smart, but so boring in person. When you chat, he would throw puns. He would have jokes. You know that intellectual person where you feel really good when you're talking to over the phone or you chatting to. But when it's time to meet, I don't know whether he had anxiety at that time. I didn't know what it was. He just froze. The guy was like, "You pretty," and then he kept quiet, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "What the hell is going on?" So my experience, guys, please be careful about. At least try, because nowadays, we have video calls, we have all sort of things that are fun. You are able to communicate with someone and see them before meeting because they will show you films. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Do have a lovely day. That was my experience and that I will never want to repeat ever. Bye.